From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, September 29th. Slightly warmer today, still cool though. It's going to have mostly sunny skies. It's a beautiful morning already with highs to go into the mid to upper 60s. After hitting with hurricane force, Ian weakened to a tropical storm early this morning. The storm made landfall as a Category 4 storm with a storm surge that swamped several coastal areas and knocked down trees, power lines, and more. Ian hit with a 150-mile-an-hour wind, making one of the strongest storms to ever strike the United States. In Port Charlotte, the storm surge flooded a lower-level hospital emergency room. Winds ripped away part of the roof from the ICU, forcing staff to evacuate their sickest patients. At least 2 million people are waking up with no power. The mayor of Fort Myers says electricity is knocked out to 96% of the city. He says thousands of people are in shelters today. And today, more hurricane relief help deploys from Indiana there. The Indiana National Guard joined several other local agencies lending a hand later today. They're joined by 3 flight crews, mechanics, and 2 Black Hawk helicopters to assist military and civilian agencies. Departure is set for 9 o'clock this morning from Shelbyville National Guard Armory. Wish TV is there. Teams from Duke Energy, AES, and Indiana Task Force 1 are already in Florida. AES sent 233 linemen. Duke Energy sent more than 130 Indiana employees. Right now, Indiana's Task Force 1's search and rescue team is in Lake City, Florida, the northern part of the state. The team is gearing up to perform initial damage assessments of the area. Task Force 1 is one of 28 federal emergency management agency search and rescue teams in the country. It is also preparing to go to the western coast of Florida if needed. In addition, dozens of volunteers with the Indiana region of American Red Cross also will assist Florida in relief efforts. A woman and her 4-year-old granddaughter are recovering from a shooting in their Avon home. This morning, a 25-year-old faces charges. The shooting happened yesterday afternoon near Rockville Road and Avon Avenue. Police say the shooting happened when Brandon Clark mishandled a gun in some way. He's a family member of the victims, but police haven't given the specific relationship. Authorities say the child needed surgery, but will survive. Doctors treated and released her grandmother from the hospital. Clark is arrested on a preliminary charge of recklessness with a deadly weapon. Indianapolis is gearing up to launch the next phase of a project aimed at getting fresh produce to people who need it. As President Biden hosted a hunger conference in Washington, local leaders revealed plans for the Good for Food for All program. It's set to start in December and will provide at least 10 weeks of food to 1,000 families. Local leaders say phase 1 of the project was a success, with most of the participants keeping healthy habits after it ended. And the president's hunger conference came with an unexpected and uncomfortable moment that the White House is not yet fully explaining. As the president acknowledged lawmakers, he called out for Representative Jackie Walorski, who died in a car crash in August.
And I want to thank all of you here, for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was.
Reporters repeatedly pressed the president's chief spokesperson for an explanation or apology. Karine Jean-Pierre answered that the gaffe happened because Walorski was top of mind as Biden plans to meet her family soon for the renaming of a Veterans Administration facility in her honor.
Again, he's going to see her family in just 2 days. And she was on top of mind. That is not an unusual scenario there.
The explanation drew a sharp response from Indiana's Republican Party chair. Kyle Hupfer called it a disrespectful lie. Updated COVID boosters for children could come as soon as next month. That's according to a source close to planning discussions. Moderna and Pfizer have applied for the emergency use in recent days. Moderna is seeking authorization for children as young as 6 years old. Pfizer's would be for children 5 through 11. The FDA first needs to authorize the boosters, followed by the CDC's recommendation. Both updated boosters target the original COVID strain as well as the Omicron BA4 and BA5 subvariants. The Justice Department is asking for a delay in deadlines in the Mar-a-Lago document investigation. In a letter sent to the special master overseeing the review, the DOJ says all 5 potential document review vendors have rejected the job because they don't want to work with Trump's team. The DOJ says it is confident one vendor will eventually accept and that Trump should have to pay for the process. In the war in Ukraine, the U.S. Embassy in Moscow is warning Americans in Russia to leave. It's the second such alert and comes with new urgency for dual citizens in particular. The State Department says Russia may refuse to recognize their American citizenship as Russia tries to beef up its military by drafting more men into service. Reports say authorities have set up draft offices at some checkpoints along the borders with Finland and Georgia. Those countries are starting to restrict the number of people who can come in after seeing record numbers over the weekend. A rapper known among hip-hop's biggest names of the 1990s has died. Coolio died at the Los Angeles home of a friend. That's according to a longtime manager. It's not clear yet how he died. Firefighters and paramedics responded to the home around 4 p.m. local time yesterday. Authorities say paramedics tried for 45 minutes to revive him. Coolio won a Grammy for his song Gangsta's Paradise and was largely known for staying mostly above conflict between hip-hop communities of the two coasts. He was 59 years old. To business headlines, a new study finds many Americans feel anxious about investing their money. The survey by OnePoll and Adam Finance found 71% wish they had more guidance when it comes to making large life financial decisions. 3 in 4 Americans said one of their goals is to educate themselves about important decisions they'll have to make when it comes to their money. And we'll all likely pay more for orange juice in the coming months. About 90% of Florida's citrus crop is at risk from Hurricane Ian. The storm has flooded orange groves and ripped fruit off of trees. Oranges were already suffering this year due to a disease. General Mills is investing $2 billion into a company called Grub Market. Grub Market is an e-commerce company that connects farmers with consumers. The company is innovating in how food gets to consumers. The rise in coffee prices may be easing. Africa's top coffee grower, Uganda, said output from the 2022-23 crop may climb to record levels, driven by improved rainfall and new plantings over the last 8 years. And Governor Eric Holcomb is headed to Europe to lead discussions on economic development. Holcomb leaves this weekend and will make stops in Germany and Switzerland through Thursday. He'll lead a 9-person delegation through talks focusing heavily on medical device manufacturing in Indiana and the state's role in global energy transition. Holcomb will also meet business prospects and representatives of European businesses with facilities already in Indiana. The trip is privately funded, and the governor's office says Indiana is home to more than 1,000 foreign-owned businesses. All right, Harvest Nights officially gets underway this weekend at Newfields. Everything you loved last year is back with a handful of spooktacular additions, according to Newfields. This year is the first year guests are invited inside Mischief Manor to experience the spectacle under the cover of darkness. It all starts tomorrow, September 30th, and runs through October 30th. And finally, Walmart is sharing its list of the most popular pet costumes. According to Walmart, the Bumblebee costume was the most popular in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and Kentucky. People in Michigan were most likely to dress their pet as a unicorn. Out west, states liked dragon costumes, and then Maine and New Hampshire picked a shark. They're all pretty darn cute. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.